Hello, this is Kevin Dunny, and you have been pulled into the black dimension. And here we are again, talking about Aquafina. This, yeah, this time we're talking about this little quote unquote apology that she made for the cultural appropriation of using a what is perceived as a black scent. Um, yeah, what's going on, Donnie?
Man, I yeah, this had to be a conversation. So, we this is why we're here. I feel like this needs to be talked about. So I'm ready for it. Let's jump headlong into this shit.
All right. So share screen here. All right. This article that I'm putting up on the screen with all of the ads is entitled "Nah, sis, Aquafina take to Twitter to give non-apology for building career of a cultural appropriation. Black Twitter rightfully dragged her." One of the times I
Fact.
say I would agree with Black Twitter, and yeah, she actually started out as a rapper.
Right.
So yeah, so let's see what's going on here. They said Black Twitter account professional cultural appropriator Aquafina as she addressed criticisms regarding her incessant use of a black scent to further her career. And you know what? Like I mentioned in the other video, it's pretty it's pretty peculiar that she refuses to use a Asian accent because she feels like it's stereotypical and offensive to her people. So why wouldn't she consider that the same for blacks? How we were treated in this country's history. I don't get that. If it's bad for your own race, why is it not bad for us? And that's the stupidity of it. And
So here's what
know
I've
it.
I've learned being a black person who's been around multicultural people. Right. When you typically are in a area where it's multiple races, right, and you have to come to uh, a social identity. Most people go with the black identity. Why? Black is cool. To quote Paul Moody, everybody wants to be a nigga until it's time to be a nigga, right? So
Yeah.
that's typically what ends up happening. It's cool to be black. Black is everything in the culture. Black is fun. We have hip hop, the music, the dance moves, the style, the swagger, the dress. It's all there. So when it was time for her to break out and try to be somebody in her life and be a celebrity, what was it that she went to in order to make it?
Mm.
Black.
Yeah, she went to our culture.
And it,
you
it,
know,
it
because
wasn't as
cause
if, go ahead.
no. I'm saying it's not like it's not like we're not like the coolest thing ever. I mean, we are trendsetters. Uh, we level up everything in sports, in music, and how, how we go about and people. But the problem is people think they could just find this kind of thing in rap songs and how we're portraying media through stereotypes. And that's what we're getting at. I mean, you don't have our experience in this country, and we don't appreciate it. I mean, you get to take the good things, but then when you see things like what uh, black people go through with the police, for instance, then you
Uh-huh.
code switch, and all of a sudden, it, like
Facts.
so on Twitter, she, and let's get into this little half-ass shit, and then we can go ahead and go about our way. She says there is a political context to everything, especially the historical context of the African American community in this country. She wrote, "It is a group that is disproportionately affected by institutionalized policies and law enforcement policies, all while having historically and routinely seen their culture stolen, exploited, and appropriated by the dominant culture for monetary gain without acknowledgement nor respect for where those roots come from, pioneers of its beginning, and the artists that perfected and mastered the craft." Do you think she has like a black PR person that's writing this shit for her? Because this is
No,
like already shit. Go ahead.
I think she has somebody that went to school at a campus that has a large BIPOC, biracial people of color, right? Organization, and they wrote that as PC as possible. The problem is it was written as PC as possible, but there was no emotion. Um,
Uh huh.
Again, Aquafina got her acting celebrity bones by portraying a black person, and not even like a legitimized like normal black person. She got the caricature of a black person. This
Yeah.
motherfucker's name's Aquafina.
Yeah. She might as well be wearing blackface. you know.
Yeah.
She broke out as a rapper, and her song was named NYC Bitches. I
Oh
mean,
wow.
like I mean, for real, how many Asian music videos you see actually from Asia that says NYC Bitches, or you know, Japanese bitches or some shit like that? Or Age, just with all due respect to the Asian community, okay, so she goes and continues as a non-black POC. Oh yeah, because they always want to fit in that POC box. That's why I don't like that label. I think that I think that black people should separate themselves from that because everybody trying to jump in the box with you. And Aquafina is an example. I stand by the fact that I will always listen and work tirelessly to understand every marginalized group. Now, okay, number one, I don't like the underlying intersectional message. But what is AAVE? I mean, it's like,
I don't know.
and they
I'm
always
not woke
coming up
for
with
that.
something new instead of just coming straight out and saying it.
Yeah, I'm not
She
woke enough
said
for that one.
oh yeah, okay. Just for clarity, she's American born woman of South African. She says she never meant to
Huh?
mock, belittle, or to be unkind in any way possible at the expense of others. So, real strange. Like you make a career of mocking an entire people. But see, okay, so just read. Let me just read a couple of these tweets. I know we just said we weren't gonna take too long. Uh, Here's what this person had to say. Block Nikita Dragon, whatever her name is. She said, "Hold up. You yourself said you have not done a typical Asian accent for your roles because it's disrespectful to your people. I'll do your people. Yet for some reason, when it comes to a black accent, you write this long toss word salad and don't even acknowledge the harm that you caused."
Yeah. When so you she didn't write that shit. Let me just say she just didn't write that. And when you look back at her acting roles when she was out there trying to make, because I don't think she ever really was trying to be a legitimized rapper. She should have known that wasn't going to happen. But when she crossed over into acting, they put her in multiple roles, and she was the hip hop Asian, and it was so fucking funny because she was a caricature of the hoodest, most ratchetest black person ever. Hey, yo,
I hate
that was
that. I
fine.
mean, I grew up around kids like that, and like I said, uh, the surprising part is a lot of us embrace that. It is just so insulting to me. And then the second they decide they want to, like I said, code switch, they're themselves again. So
Right.
yeah,
So like for me, like the majority of my family doesn't speak like that. We speak like we have some common sense and we have a fairly good diction, in my opinion. Um, but this dynamic of the ooh and yeah, and the ooh whoopity hoopla, all that shit's a caricature of a black person. So now you're telling me that that is fine, but Nicki Minaj, for instance, puts chopsticks in her hair and wears an Asian dress, and that's cultural appropriation,
okay.
right? You see the line there?
Yeah. It seems like I can do it, but you can't. That BS, and that's kind of being bullyish. Is and I mean like they use that kind of thing to bully people. But yeah, anyway, the cocky one says you're lying. You're not an immigrant. You were born here in Queens, just like me. You run around black people. Your neighborhood is 2% black. Your high school is 9% black. Those are low numbers in a borough that's 20% black. Basically, you lived a segregated life. Yeah, she got her shit off of rap videos and
So
stereotypical black films. you know,
so she wasn't even in a predominantly black neighborhood. Is that what you're telling me?
No, no, like these are low. The exposure to black people is very low to the point where it's like, okay, she was an Asian person that went to high school with maybe two, three, or four black kids and maybe a clicked up black posse over here, or whatever. But it wasn't enough just so her whole swagger just becomes this,
No.
whatever she. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll tell you exactly what this is. And this is black people's problem. We're very friendly, we're very nice, and we're accepting. So black people have a problem or habit or however you want to look at it of when somebody's an outsider, we accept them for who they are, no matter what that is. And then we bring you into our ranks and then you start getting the effects and the feel of our culture. And then, because I guarantee you, she doesn't act like this around her black friends. She may to some degree, but not to the extreme degree we've seen her depicted in films, right?
Uh, it
And
probably
then,
was as simple as her walking up to a group of black kids and bopping her head and saying a couple rap lyrics. You know, that's
right,
that.
but she hung out with some black kids, so she felt empowered to do this foolishness. And I'm not saying that she went the full level with it, but she felt empowered to a certain degree to do it because black people accepted her. Whereas if she did this with white people, she would probably be her true self.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Code switching. So by this acceptance that Donnie just said, here's a con. Let me use the context for this particular headline right here. It says actress Awkwafina faces backlash on Twitter for NAACP nomination. NAACP is the National Advancement. Let me make sure I got it right. The acronym for NAACP.
American Advance for Color
Advancement for
People, I
color
think.
people, National American Advancement for Color People. I mean, but Aquafina though. I mean, it's supposed, like I said, it's supposed to be an African American run organization, but here we are once again trying to take in people who insult us, basically.
Yeah,
But you know,
black people are always accepting of all these other groups, and then these other groups turn around and shit on us. This is an age old song. Nothing's fucking new here. It's fucking unfortunate. But this is just another notch on the belt of black people being disrespected.
yeah, it is. I mean, but this is the organization that had Rachel Dolezal in it, though. Just
Oh
for
God. Well,
just
she was an NAACP leader. I thought it was something else. No, oh,
in one of the chapters of the NAACP, that's what made it so controversial.
out in Oregon or some shit. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, man, this is not cool. It was never cool. I never liked seeing anybody outside of black talking about they do us. Is let black people be black. You be whatever you are. That's just my humble opinion at the end of the day. You
Yeah.
know,
Well, shit. I feel you.
yeah. So I mean, find something else to do. Could she make being herself work? Hey, she's already in Hollywood. So anyway,
Yeah.
anything else on this?
Yeah, she can make herself be at work after she uses the black bags to get there, climbs right over us, and then she's herself. But no, other than that, I'm done.
Yeah, 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 yeah. They always do it, like Marky Mark.
Oh God,
all
expression
right,
self.
so that's it. Thanks for tuning in. You have been pulled into the black dimension. Good luck finding your way out. Thanks for watching.